All right, y'all. So, all right. So let me start off by saying this. Um, I am not the biggest Kamala Harris fan. I am not the biggest Kamala fan. However, um, I do. I would say give her leniency. I'm not gonna say that she's been all bad. I'm not gonna go in on her the way I see a lot of other, specifically black people, going on her. I'm not gonna do that. I think she has had her. She has made bad decisions, and I think she's made some good decisions. So I'm not gonna really go in on her like that. Also, this debate compared to y'all's president's little debate last week went a whole lot smoother. Okay, wasn't a whole lot of fuckery going on. Actually, it was fuckery still, but it was like in the way that we're used to it, a whole lot of dip dodging and whatnot. So to wrap this all up before I get into the specifics, um, pivot, 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 pivot. That's all that nigga did. All night long. This man didn't answer one question. I'm gonna tell you the three things he kept bringing up. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Because I wrote them down. Because he kept saying the same thing over and over again, and it was pissing me off. Raising taxes, which they're not going to raise taxes. I've always understood that they were always going to raise taxes on those making 400,000 or more a year. That's what I've always understood that. So I've never understood like I said that hold on, where is the other three things that he kept fucking saying, because it was making me mad. I don't know. We'll get to it in a second. But point of the matter is, he pivoted all night. Didn't answer one MNF question. Now, Kamala did pivot on some questions, and some she didn't answer either. But her side eye game was on point. Um, a lot of her responses was on point. I liked a lot of the answers that she gave. Um, I was here for it. I was here for her. I liked her this. I liked her this debate. I really, really did. So they started off. Oh, and the moderator, so in the beginning, she was doing okay. But at the end of the day, like, my thing is, why aren't we cutting off mics? Why is that still not an option? Because when I sit back and I watch it, the moderator, okay, I'm gonna tell you how the moderator was wrong. Outside of letting Pence keep going, outside of his fucking allotted time frame, it was pissing me off that when Kamala then wanted to go ahead and go in and talk more, oh no, now she gotta be quiet. And she gotta say to her at one point in time, oh, well, you keep bringing up the same point. You said that before. Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? Have you not been paying attention? She's bringing up the same point that she just brought up. But it's okay for him to do it. I'm sick and tired of it. You did it with Trump and you did it with Pence today, and it pissed me off. Why are we not allowed to cut off the mics? Because you want to know what? As the moderator, because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, there is only but so much that you can do. Stop saying thank you, Vice President, but there is only but so much you can do. I mean, if it's me, I'm black, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be like a black ass mama. Shut up! No. You shut your mouth, okay? So that's how I'm gonna handle it. But you wanna know what? This is what y'all need to do. Either A, y'all need to start cutting mics off, or B, whatever time that you speak over, that should be taken away from whatever the next question is. Or at the end, like I said, or like whatever like your last question is, you shouldn't be able to answer it. That's how it should work. However much that you go over your time, it should be taken away from you for the next question, and that's when you should start cutting off mics. Since nobody wants to listen. I'm tired. It pissed me off this whole damn time. He kept going over the fucking time. So we start off with the pandemic, okay? And the question is pretty much, what is it that, like, what would you do to, help right now, And Kamala pretty much starts off by saying, this is the worst handling by a president, period. I'm going to give, like, my version of what she said. The worst handling of, like, any type of epidemic by any fucking president, Point blank period. It's terrible. Y'all are fucking trash, okay? And I love the side eyes that she gave. The side eyes were giving me life the whole fucking time, okay? And I love the fact that she looked at him. She was like, okay, okay. And she pretty much said that, you know, their plan is to do the testing, do more testing. Once the vaccine is available, that they will make the vaccine free. Um, and some other things, okay? When we get to Pence, because I was waiting to hear this, okay? Because he's the head of the little corona, little virus, little task team. You ain't doing shit, okay? He goes on to this whole tangent about, well, you know, if the president would have never cut off the borders, you know, when everything had first happened, you know, they banned people from coming in and going out or whatever. Like, oh, if that would have never happened, we would have lost so many more people, and blah 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 blah. And so at the end of the day, you guys stole our plan. It's plagiarism. You stole our plan. You stole our plan. What plan? What plan? Because she kept bringing it up, which is true. Y'all knew about this back in January and didn't say shit to March. And like she said, if you would have at least told people earlier, even if people would have panicked, people would have at least been able to divvy up their money a different way. And you want to know why specifically that makes sense? Because around that time, that's tax season. A lot of people, if you like me, I got my taxes back like at the like the end of February. People who are on their taxes, like if you get money back or whatever, a lot of people would have got that money back and that shit probably would have been spent. If you would have told people in January what was going on, pretty sure, like she said, we would have been able to keep a couple dollars in our pockets. Just a couple. Just a couple. And I appreciate how Kamala was talking to the screen a lot of times. Like it was like she was actually talking to you, okay? So again, so like I said, Kamala was like, whatever, y'all didn't do what y'all was supposed to do. And I loved how she was like, every time he cut her off, she was like, I'm talking. And somebody just brought this up on CNN, and it's a good point. It was a white woman actually who brought it up. The fact that a lot of the times, you know, when she was cut off, she was like, I know that there was a lot of times where she wanted to go further and pretty much go in and let have, but didn't, because of how a certain segment of the population is going to look at her being a woman and being a black woman. Absolutely. Because you want to know what? They already say that we so angry and loud and all of this other stuff. So, anytime we show a little bit of emotion, we are now called angry. And we're just so upset and all of this other stuff. When it's actually, I don't understand, first of all, why we're not allowed to be angry if we want to be angry. But number two, a lot of times y'all mistake our passion for anger. A lot of times y'all do. And it said that I'm pretty sure she had, I seen it in her eyes a couple times, where she wanted to go in, but she was like, I'm not. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it cool, calm, and collected. Pence pretty much talked about how they were gonna listen to Dr. Fucci or whatever, but you didn't. Your president every 2 seconds is denying everything this man say. Want to keep fighting him left and right, and then he wants to flip it and be like, oh, you pretty much trying to say the American people deserve credit for what it is that they've went through and how they've upheld themselves, and you're trying to make it seem like they're a failure. And like she said, because I heard her, she was like, I was talking about your president. Exactly. We all know that she was not talking about the American people who failed. We didn't do shit. We didn't do anything. You can't try to flip it on us. We're not dumb. Only y'all supporters are dumb, not us. The rest of us with brains. Okay, so the next question pretty much was asked is, you know, with all of the guidelines about us wearing masks and all this stuff going out, she's talking to Pence. If the White House, like if y'all in the White House don't even listen to the recommendations, because she brought up, you know, the little situation that they had, you know, when they had all people in the garden or whatever. Why is it that the American people should listen? And I'm going to tell y'all pretty much what he said roundabout. What he pretty much said is that we are giving people the choice. We gave people all the information, which y'all did not, and we're giving them the choice on pretty much what it is that they want to do. So, you know, if you want to wear a mask, and you want to take them and you want to take that risk, that's on you. But if you don't, then you don't. Do you want to know why that's full of that's not good in this situation? Because see, normally that makes sense, and I'd be cool with that if your actions doesn't affect me negatively. I, for the most part, don't care what anybody does, because as long as it does not affect me and my well-being and those around me, do what you do. But guess what? That affects the person next to you, the person that you probably never even met. So in this situation, no, you don't have the right to say what it is that you're going to do. Because you and your ignorance is going to kill me and my family. Whew, pissed me off. That side eye, again, killed me, period. Again, she brought up the whole fact that they held off the info. You know, again, y'all should have been fucking said something. They asked her, they asked Kamala with the vaccine. You know, a lot of Americans are saying with the vaccine coming out, they probably not gonna take it. So with the vaccine, if the vaccine comes out, would you take it? And she gave a great answer. If Dr. Fauci says that is good, I'll take it. But if Trump says it's good, hell no, I'm not taking it. It's a perfect answer because I'm with you. I'm with you, sis, okay? So then they get, and neither one of them answered this question, because she pretty much said with this election, I didn't even realize this, that regardless, we will have the oldest president, which is, oh, we need to have a conversation about there needs to be an age limit on the presidency too. Needs to be an age limit on that shit. Good golly. They're both old as fuck. So pretty much the question was, you got these two old motherfuckers that's pretty much one of them is going to win. So if one of them creak over and die, have y'all talked about that? Have y'all talked about what's going to happen if they die or something like that? Nobody answered that question. When Pence said to Kamala, stop playing politics with other people's lives, I screamed a couple times during the debate. This was the first time. I said, are you shitting me? She's playing politics with people's lives? In the words of Martin, if that ain't the pot calling the kettle, calling the pot calling the kettle, I was through, okay? Then he wants to bring up swine flu again, which everybody keep trying to bring up swine flu. Let's be real about swine flu, y'all. Let's be real about swine flu. Swine flu happened when I was in high school, right? Maybe when I was like 9th or 10th grade when swine flu. Swine flu, the first maybe week or so that we heard about it, we was all a little bit concerned. Once those first couple weeks, maybe month or so went by, niggas wasn't as concerned about it. And the point of the matter is that you keep trying, it's apples and oranges, because he even said that the experts, whoever they is, if they even exist, said that if the swine flu was as deadly as the coronavirus, then more people would have died underneath Obama and underneath Biden. But that's the thing. If it was more fatal. It was not. It was not. So apples, oranges. Apples, oranges. Fucking stupid. So stupid. It never answered the damn question. And neither did Kamala either. Then they said, you know, should we as American people, do we have the right to know about our president's health? And he did say yes. But then he skirted around everything else by playing nice and saying all nice shit to Kamala and stuff. I'm like, bruh, you're not being genuine. You just don't have anything else to say. Like, for real, he really didn't have anything to say this debate. He kept going to the same daggone things when it came to them. You're gonna raise taxes, fossil fucking fuels, and fucking fracking. I was so tired of talking about fracking. To both parties, fracking needs to stop, period. You talking about oh, we're not going to end it. Oh, no, we're not. That's not a good point to stand on. You need to end fracking. Oh, my gosh. Y'all pissed me the fuck off, okay? Kamala, in regards to Trump's health, said we absolutely need to know about it. And then she swung on to his taxes. That was a good pivot. And pretty much was like, when they said 750, I'm thinking 750,000. They said dollars as far as his taxes, because that's how much he paid. Which of course, because that's how the rich stay rich, okay? And then she was like, but he's also in debt. And you wanna know what that means? I mean, you owe somebody. I said, go off, sis, okay? And Pence, he's paid his taxes. We've seen it. We've seen the foul. Stop playing with us. Going on to the economy, okay? Kamala talks about how, they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna raise the taxes on the wealthy, and how when Trump came in, he did this little tax law that gave a tax break to the top 1 motherfucking percent. The richest 1%, of people in the country, he gave tax breaks to. And how when they come in, they're gonna repeal that, and they're gonna use that money, which is like $2 trillion, I think, for like clean energy, roads. And isn't that crazy that the top 1% controls that much money? That is disgusting. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then she the favorite part of that whole thing. She gonna say we used to believe in science. I said yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Then I think one of the questions was how long, pretty much, until the economy is going to come back. And again, back to the same. He didn't answer. He did not answer the question. All he kept saying is they're gonna raise taxes, and they're gonna end fracking and fossil fuels. It was just the same thing over and over and over. Okay. And he kept talking. He kept fucking over talking her, and she said like maybe 2 different times like I'm talking, and I love the way she said it. But she really should have went in and let have on his ass, because he was pissing me off. Okay. I like the point when she was talking about the affordable healthcare, and how they want to get rid of that, and how she said pretty much she was like they're coming for you, and she said it multiple times. If you guys don't know, under the quote unquote Obamacare, Affordable Healthcare Act, if you are, which shout out to him, because thanks to them, okay, I was able to stay on my mama's insurance until I was 26, which I turned 26 this year, so I benefited greatly from that. So I feel bad for my sisters and them if this thing go away, because that's going to be pretty hard to deal with. But like that, she was like, if you're under 26 and you're on your parents' insurance, they're coming for you. If you have a pre-existing condition, which is like one of the biggest things, and I guess if you have coronavirus, like even if you didn't um really really get super super sick from it, it will be considered a pre-existing condition, because you might have problems like later on in life from it. So yeah, so I like that. He said something. He kept using this line of, "Oh, you can say," what did he kept saying? Oh, you can have your opinion, but not when it's like made up facts or something like that. And the first time he said it, she was like, "Oh, good line," and she just laughed. She was like, "You like, cause you really thought he did something with that line, cause he kept fucking saying it." Like, shut up! Oh my gosh. Oh, that's what it is. I have it here. I'm sorry. Taxes, fossil fuels, in the Green New Deal. Blah 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 blah. That's all he kept saying. The whole damn thing. Climate change. Now the question about climate change is it man-made? Can it be man-made? This man really sat on national American TV in 2020 and said, and he said it multiple times, in regards to climate change, the climate is changing. And then he said, the question is, what, how, and why is it changing? What is it? Well, isn't that the motherfucking question that she asked? Didn't she say, is climate change to a degree man-made? You never answered the fucking question. You never answered the fucking question. Oh my gosh, okay? When it comes to the Green New Deal, Kamala really didn't answer that question, because one of the part of the question is that y'all say y'all not doing a Green New Deal, but it is listed on y'all website, and she never really answered that question. So I'm trying to be fair here, okay? Um, After that, they went back and forth or whatever, and Kamala sat there and ran through all of the lies that he motherfucking told, okay? Um, we were still talking about climate change, and like she said, she was like, your president came out and said that he does not believe in science. Like, what are you talking about? But again, like I said, she didn't answer the question. Pence's response, because she said, and mind you, this is still about climate change, and she was like, your president, says that he doesn't even believe in science. So the moderator goes, okay, Pence, you have like 30 seconds to answer to that. Well, you guys are raising taxes. I said, what? Bruh, it was like an SNL skit. I died laughing. When she said, what is your response? You got 15 seconds. And he said, well, they're raising taxes. It's like this. It's um, like, like you get caught, doing something or whatever. Like you get your hand caught in the cookie jar and your sibling tell on you. And they'll be like, ooh, Jalissa got her hand in the cookie jar. And they'll be like, yeah, well, Ashley is hiding cookies upstairs in her room. It's like, I mean, maybe, but what the fuck does that have to do with what's going on with you? Okay. Whew, gosh, Miss Molly. Okay. So then we get into jobs, and again, he's lying, talking about, I just don't care, man. I'm just so tired of the lies that they all tell. We know why the economy is where it is. Jobs is lost all crazy right now, and y'all keep acting like people got a lot of jobs. People do not. People do not. Oh my gosh, like, what is wrong with y'all? But Kamala's response after he went in on her, she said, Joe saved the auto industry. You didn't. So let's get the record straight. Thank you. And it was kind of like, next question, bitch. I answered that. Next, okay? Um, so the next question was pretty much on foreign policy, and the question was, what do we do? Like, what is our role in 2020, like the United States role in a foreign policy type of relationship? I mean, aspect. And I like the way Kamala broke it down. She broke it down to where you can really like easily digest it. Anybody could. And like she said, she's like, at the end of the day, like, take all of the extra stuff out. It's about relationships. And I'm like, yeah. She was like, it's about, loyalty, caring. Can that person know that, that you're going to do what you say that you're going to do? Do they know that you got their best interest in heart? That's pretty much what foreign policy comes down to. And your president has severed all ties because he can't do that. He's a terrible friend and he's dishonest. And I was like, period, poo, okay? Then it got real. This part right here got so annoying, and I had to mute it because he would not shut the fuck up. Like, he would not shut up. He just wouldn't. And she kept, thank you. Like, it really should have been like somebody needs to pull his mic. It was not fair, the amount of time. Now, the moderator did at one point in time and say, well, you have had more time to speak than she has. But then when it was Kamala's time to speak a little bit more, you kept cutting her off. That was pissing me off. Stop it. The one good thing I will probably say that she probably got out of this is, as a woman, sitting back and looking at that, how many times as a woman have you been talked over by a man? Mansplained. Don't nobody want to hear what it is that you're saying because he running his mouth so much. If anything helped her by her not saying anything, that might have been one thing that might have helped her. Because it don't matter what type of woman you are, black or white, in between, you've all been there. Like, it's fucking ridiculous, okay? The question that then we get into healthcare, and so as she asked, the moderator asked Pence, like we all been asking since he got in the fucking office, y'all keep saying that y'all gonna get rid of affordable healthcare, but you also say that you're gonna make sure that you cover pre-existing conditions, but y'all have yet to say how y'all are going to do that. So can you please explain to us how you're going to do that? Never answered the question. That is probably one of the main questions that has yet to be answered by the Trump administration. And I don't know all of this, a lot about politics, but I'm pretty sure it's the main reason why they can't get it repealed, because y'all want to remove it, but y'all have nothing to fucking replace it with at all. Y'all say y'all do, but where is it at? Where is it at? Oh, okay. Okay, you never answered the motherfucking question, okay? And not only did he never answer the question, but then he flipped it and was like, and asked Kamala like whether or not her and Joe Biden would pack the court, when it comes to the Supreme Court to make it so that, she doesn't go in or whatever. And Kamala, to me, rightfully so, did not answer that. A lot of people was like, oh, she should no, she shouldn't have, because at the end of the day, if I was her, what I would have said is, you want to know what? I'll answer that when you answer her question. Answer her question and I'll answer yours. Or I would have said, oh, so now you're the moderator. So now you're the moderator. I don't. She does not have to answer him at all. Now I do think Joe Biden should have answered it when it was asked in his debate, but he asked that question because he was trying to pivot. That's why I'm glad she didn't answer that, because that would have been taking debate. Absolutely not. Absolutely the hell not. So then we talk about race, of course, for all of one damn second, which honestly, I wish y'all would just stop. Like, as far as the Trumpism administration, can y'all please just stop talking about us? Like, stop talking to us and stop talking about us. We don't care. Like, we don't care. We don't want to hear it. It's all bullshit. We don't care. You sat up there and said that you felt bad for Breonna Taylor, right? And George Floyd didn't have to happen. But you also said that there is no such thing as systematic racism in America or in the policing force, which I know that's how you felt, but you sat on national TV and said all of those things at the same time. Definitely contradiction of each other. Shut the fuck. Shut up, girl. Shut up. Kamala said they gonna ban chokeholds, no more private jails, which I could do a whole long video on private jails and you know what? I will go in on that point, but I'm not right now. And I love how she said, because he tried to bring up her record, of course, which I mean, I guess that's the smart thing to do, because that's the main thing that most people go after her is about her record. But here's the thing about it. I mean, and she said to him at the end of the day, she was like, I won't be lectured, and she said it twice, and I'm glad she did. I will not be lectured on this stage by somebody who has never pretty much put in that work as far as the law is concerned. You're not gonna sit up on this stage and talk to me about my record when you have no record. And I felt her on that at the end of the day. The funniest part is that a fly. I was wondering what was on his head the whole time. And when I looked on Twitter, it was a fly, and it was on his head when what he was talking about, how there wasn't no systematic racism. Full of shit. That's why the fly came to you. But I do want to say this real fast about her record. And I'm only saying this, and maybe I get them more because like I'm in the process of going through law school and all that other stuff. But at the end of the day, there was no way that Kamala was gonna really win as far as black people over in particular, as far as with her record, because she's a prosecutor. So regardless of the situation, she's always gonna look bad because her job is to send people to jail. Period. Now, I'm not saying that she didn't make some bad decisions. She did make some bad decisions. I know the whole thing about when it was time for like the body cameras. I think she said she didn't want to do that. I think when it came to one specific case, that showed that the person didn't do it, she didn't want to let them out of jail. But I also know that she did a lot of work when it came to the sex trafficking of young girls. I know she did a lot for that. So I feel like when it comes to Kamala, her record, again, I'm not saying that she's perfect, and she definitely has a lot of issues. And that's one of the reasons I don't really go up for her, is because I know her record and the things that she's done while she was, whatever prosecutor out there in California. But I do feel like she can't win in that realm because, again, as a prosecutor, your job is to put people to jail. Period. That's your job. And unfortunately, your job is also to have as high of a conviction rate as possible. So that job in itself is probably not going to be looked at in the most favorable light. Period. It's not like she was a, regular defense attorney or something like that. But that's pretty much it. They gave me Pence really got on my nerves. I had to scream 10 times at him. We need another. I don't even know if it's that we need another moderator, because I'm trying to figure out here's the thing as a moderator. Yes, you can only do but so much as far as telling a person to be quiet. But I do also think that you have to be fair. You have to be fair. If you're going to let him go on and on and on and on and on and on, when it's her turn and she decides she wants to go on and on and on, which she didn't that many times, let her. Don't cut her off. Oh, well, it's going to go over. So what? It doesn't matter. But if not, we need to start deducting times and we need to start cutting off mics. I'm tired. For the next debate, which I don't even know if I'm gonna watch, which is, day president in Biden, we gonna have to cut that damn mic off. I'm gonna lay down my toothbrush.